This program is paid for by The Crossover with Marlon and Armon. Subscribe to their show-owned content at youtube.com/@thecrossover1060.
You're now tuned in to The Crossover with Marlon Jones and Armon Williams.
Hold up, you're teaming up a Sun Devil and a Wildcat? Who came up with that brilliant idea?
The Crossover on KDUS AM 1060.
All right, welcome to The Crossover. Marlon Jones and Armon Williams, KDUS 1060. My name is Armon, but I go by The Hammer. My partner over here, he's Marlon Jones. He goes by Big Showtime. If you're listening to us live, please do us a solid and go to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. Subscribe and follow us at The Crossover 1060. So that's youtube.com/@thecrossover1060. And if you're on Facebook, that would be just facebook.com/The Crossover 1060. All right, this is time that I go ahead and turn it over to my partner, Marlon Big Showtime Jones. Big Showtime, what's cracking, man? How you doing, man?
Hey, it's all good in the hood. You know, week's over.
Yeah.
Weekend is upon us.
Yes, it is.
It's beautiful out.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
We got a lot of sports to talk about.
We do.
I got a day off from no tournaments or anything, so I'll be going to the ASU game after this.
Okay, the men's basketball game.
Yep.
Right? They're playing Texas Southern.
Texas Southern.
Okay.
So
I'm familiar with Texas Southern.
Yeah, so I'll get to head to the bank and see them live for the first time this season.
Yeah, we got a full show. We got we're not going to be preempted today. So
yes.
we got ourselves a full show. We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Oh yeah.
A lot of topics. We got a lot to dive into today. So with that, let's go ahead and let's jump into it. Let's give them that buzz.
And now it's time for the opening buzz.
Which there has to be. Larson tipped it. Love has it. Lewis slams it, and Arizona wins it.
Yeah, that was Keshad Johnson's last. That was his last bucket that helped the number 12 Arizona Wildcats. They upset the number 2 Duke Blue Devils 78-73 at Cameron, in front of all the Cameron crazies. That was a statement game right there for the University of Arizona to travel back east out there to Cameron, face Duke in hostile territory, and beat the number 2 Dukies.
Yeah, that probably is the first time that Arizona and Duke have played in the regular season in quite some time.
Yeah, it has been.
So it's good to see them, bring that matchup back up during the regular season, other than seeing each other in the tournament. For me, it was bittersweet because I cannot stand Duke.
Right.
And you already know how I feel about the team down south. So
they're the rivals. But
with that being said, objectively, Arizona looked good.
They look damn good.
They looked really good, and everybody knows it's no small feat to go into Cameron Indoor Stadium to play Duke on their home floor and walk away with a victory. It's very rare teams do that.
Yeah.
And for U of A to do it, it's an impressive feather in their cap right now. So, but yeah, they look good. The big fella Diallo.
Yeah.
That he's a load inside. I mean, he's still pretty raw, but
he is a beast.
He's
developed his footwork from what I hear from the offseason.
Oh yeah.
He really developed his footwork. He's improved quite a bit from the time that Tommy Lloyd that they recruited him to play at Gonzaga before he transferred to Arizona. He's done an exceptional job, working on his footwork, working on his hands, working on his finishing moves at the basket. His defense has been pretty solid, and it was really it was an impressive performance. The thing that I was impressed by is you looked at the box scores. Pretty much everybody in Arizona, it was equally distributed as far as the scoring is concerned. Yeah. It was everybody did their job, did their part in that game. I'm looking at Johnson had 14 points. He led the team with 14 points, but you talk about Ballo, the center, he had 13. Looking at Boswell had 12. Larson had 12. Love had 11, and Love came in big. I mean, he had a couple of huge baskets, particularly that 3-pointer at the half to go ahead and put Arizona up by 8. That was big. Go ahead and let's play that.
One of two. They've got 4 seconds. Love gets it off and hits it. He banked it home at the buzzer. and gives Arizona its largest lead of the game going into the locker room.
Caleb Love seems to like this building. Takes it back, just not a hand up. Jalen Blake's tried to take a swipe at the ball.
You mentioned that. They mentioned that Caleb Love, he liked that building. He's familiar with that building.
Yes.
He's a transfer. He came from North Carolina.
Yeah.
So he was a Tar Heel.
So he has that hate in him already.
He has that hate in him, and he has experience playing against Duke's team.
Absolutely.
He was a player that he was incremental in helping to upset Duke in Coach K's last game there at Cameron. So he took part in that back in, I think that was 2021, or 2022.
Right.
That he helped upset them, and then they played later on. They wound up facing each other later on in the tournament in the Final Four, and they wound up beating Duke in the Final Four. And he's had some good games there, so he's got a lot of experience playing Duke, and that helped. You know, he didn't rack up a lot of points, but having somebody like a Caleb Love who has that experience, and the one thing that he did was he was able to secure 4 free throws towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
That was instrumental.
Yeah.
In helping pull Arizona ahead of Duke.
Big part of the game, you know. You got to hit your free throws at the end, especially with the team trying to claw back into it. You know, with the strategies that Shire had at the end, they were like, okay, well, we'll just go for 2, then foul them right away. You know, make them earn it at the free throw line, and you know they hit their last 4 or 5 free throws, which really sealed it for U of A. And you know, like I said, it's really impressive because it was a total team effort. Because I think they were beating up Duke on the boards as well.
Right.
They were out rebounding them by quite a bit, and U of A doesn't have that, at least right now. I mean, it's still early, but they don't have that one standout superstar.
No.
But they're balanced.
Yeah.
Which is what I think. I know as a coach, just, you know, at the level I coach at, I'd rather have balance through total team effort rather than have one player. Well, we'll just shut him down and make the rest beat us, and it's a little bit difficult after that. But a total team effort, you know, U of A showed that, you know, that 12 ranking might be a little low.
I think it is a little low. You know, they'll definitely move up from this game. But the thing about Tommy Lloyd and the University of Arizona men's basketball program today, as well as in the past, is that they do not duck people.
No,
they take on all comers. I mean, I'm looking at the schedule moving forward. They have a brutal schedule.
I know,
but they're setting themselves up for the tournament. Yeah, especially non-conference. I mean, I'm looking at the schedule. They just beat Duke. At Duke, at Cameron. They started the season off. Look, they bludgeoned Morgan State. Expect that.
Yeah.
But looking forward, they got number 4 Michigan State. So they'll face Michigan State on the 23rd. And granted, Michigan State, I know that they had they had an abysmal upset loss that they faced up against James Madison, but that happens.
It's early.
It's early in the season. You get stuff like that from time to time. So that Michigan State team that you saw or that people saw face James Madison will not be the same team that will face Arizona on the 23rd of this month. And then come December, they face Wisconsin. Wisconsin has been a bugaboo. They've been a thorn in Arizona's heel over the past decade or so. Of course, going to the tournaments and then beating Arizona.
I remember
the Elite Eights,
the Nick Johnson team.
Yes. So Wisconsin, they faced Wisconsin December 9th, and then they got Purdue, who's ranked 3rd in the country. So they're going to play 3 of the 4 teams that are ranked in the top 4.
That Purdue team is loaded too. They got everybody. They got everybody coming back too.
Yeah, absolutely. And then right after Purdue, they face Alabama, who's ranked in the top 25.
Yeah.
So that's going to be their game after. And then they face FAU, who's ranked in the top 10. So you're talking about a loaded schedule. This is
Final 14.
Yeah, FAU. Yeah, they're not messing around. And then you got the conference. And then you got in-conference play.
Right.
And you got the USC's, the UCLA's, Washington's, Oregon. Yeah. So Arizona's not messing around. That was a great way to show up to start the season. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, coming off a tough loss, you had Arizona State. And I know Arizona State, they lost to Mississippi State.
Right.
They got humbled a couple nights ago to Mississippi State. But we were talking before the show, Mississippi State's a good squad.
Yeah, I watched that game, and Mississippi State was a tournament team last year, and they returned 4 starters back from last year's team. They're well coached. as well. So that's a good team, and they're going to compete for the SEC this year. They're probably one of the top 3 teams favored to win it. Whereas, ASU, they have talent. There's talent on the team, but like they started last year, it's a whole brand new team. Nobody's used to playing with each other. They're I think Collins returned, Jeremiah Neal and Gaffney are the only ones that returned from last year. Mm-hmm. So Perez started for ASU, and he literally got here like I was telling you like a month ago. He didn't even go to the Europe trip. So
right.
It's going to take them a while to gel. Get used to playing with each other. Just like last year. Last year they started playing well toward the end and earned a tournament berth. Won 22 games last year. So I think this year it's kind of the same. They're going to start off a little slow, get used to playing with each other, but there's talent on the floor. I mean, there's good players out there.
And real quick, before we go to the break, what do you see as far as the outlook for Arizona State? Do you think that this is a team that will be able to qualify for the tournament?
Oh, yeah.
That they'll be able to get in somewhere?
They'll finish, I'm thinking, between 4th and 5th in the conference. 21, 22 wins. But, yeah, they'll qualify for the tournament.
Okay.
They should. With what he has on there, on paper, on the court, there's talent. Lance is playing. He's from Louisville. Hillcrest kid. I mean, there's talent.
All right. We got some good show coming up. We're going to go ahead and coming up next, we're going to stay in the world of college sports as we discuss the Big Ten suspension of Jim Harbaugh and did they overreach in their decision, the Big Ten. We'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and we'll call our shots, tell you what we think right here at the Crossover, KDUS 1060.